Buenos dias. Act 1, Scene 2. Thank you so much, Eric. My name is Maurilio Leon. I'm the CEO of TNDC. It's great to be here with you all today to celebrate. Let me rewind that. Celebrate this groundbreaking of 70 affordable homes at 180 Jones. Today is a major milestone for the Tenderloin community, for TNDC, and for the community that came out and really to celebrate with us today. We're here because of the power of community and the community voice. TNDC has been rooted in the Tenderloin for the last 41 years in this neighborhood, developing, advocating, representing, and in community with all the residents, families, children, and individuals that call this place home. In particular, we have a tremendous amount of activism and a tremendous amount of core families and children that really highlight our day. And as you can see on this bright, sunny day, they really propel us forward to continue doing our work. And in community, and in neighborhoods, we advocate for strong community and really represent the needs of all the families in this vibrant place. Years ago, activists came together, several of which are here today. I've seen you, I see you. And the idea was to really look at this small lot and see and imagine what type of housing and what type of services we can provide the community. Luckily, it was purchased and preserved for affordable housing. It's very important because the Tenderloin many times gets a bad rap, and it's understandable. Communities and people are facing challenges and barriers to housing. We all know it. We all feel it. And many families lack access to quality food and mental health services and wellness programs. But this is an example of how community comes together to address those challenges and strives for inspiration. And this is what makes me really proud to be at TNDC and to be with community as we celebrate occasions like today. More importantly, 180 Jones is a reminder that community-driven solutions work and they benefit all of us. Thank you, Eric. I'm telling you. Because of the activism in the Tenderloin community, we are going to be moving some dirt today. And we're going to begin the construction process, really to celebrate the 70 homes for individuals, and 35 of which are for people who are formerly unhoused. That's very important. And with all good projects, this work is never done alone. It's done in partnership. And I'd like to thank Mayor London Breed, Eric Shaw, and the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development and his whole entire team, which is here to us today. Thank you. Supervisor Dean Preston, please join us. Former Supervisor Matt Haney and Jane Kim, who were pivotal in this work because of the years of work that took for us to be here today. The California Department of Housing and Community Development, and their huge support in this being one of the first projects using housing accelerator funds. Silicon Valley Bank, Cahill Contractors, Architects Van Meter Williams Bullock, Waypoint Consulting, California Housing Partnership, TNDC staff, and really the countless of others that have been in partnership with us to make today a success. Thank you all for joining us. Felicidades. It is sunny. Let's smile. I now have the privilege and honor to introduce Supervisor Dean Preston.
Thanks so much. Wonderful to be here with you all, and really thrilled just to be here as part of this groundbreaking ceremony for the 70 new affordable homes that will be built on this site. On this site that is in the newest part of my district. For those not paying attention, as of a month ago, I am pleased to report that the Tenderloin is now part of District 5, and it is absolutely thrilling to be here with you and representing the Tenderloin today in City Hall. I know there are a lot of folks, and you've mentioned so many of them who came together to make this possible. No way that I could name them all. I think you've done a pretty good job hitting a lot of them. But I do want to remark on the many community folks, some of whom have been mentioned already, who helped push so hard over the years to make this happen. And I will say that in my first few weeks representing the Tenderloin, as my staff and I have done extensive outreach and had over 100 meetings with community leaders, we have really been struck by the incredible level of community organizing here in the Tenderloin. And what we see time and again as we meet with folks and learn about their work is an incredible love and commitment for this neighborhood. And I think the project that we are here celebrating today is a product of that neighborhood commitment. It's made possible by an extended community benefits negotiation related to another project in the neighborhood. And for over a year, the 950 Market Street Coalition, led by nonprofit leaders and community advocates, fought for and won significant community benefits for the neighborhood, including the funds to purchase and develop the vacant land here at 180 Jones, as well as seed money that would go on to facilitate the creation of the nation's only transgender cultural district. So I want to sincerely thank the community leaders who made this possible. And that includes the many talented staff at Tenderloin Neighborhood Development Center, as well as the Central City SRO Collaborative. It includes Tenderloin residents, too long a list to name them all, but certainly David Elliott Lewis, who I see here with us today, Felicia Smith, Curtis Bradford, and so many others. It includes Honey Mahogany and Janetta Johnson from the Transgender Cultural District. And I also really want to thank the prior District 6 supervisors, Jane Kim and Matt Haney, for their leadership and their support of this project, as well as the Mayor's Office, Director Shaw, and the Mayor and their team for bringing this to fruition. So it is thrilling to be here today. I know you have many speakers, so I won't go on, but I will ask you to join me in welcoming Jacob Goldstein, TNDC Project Manager, to speak now. Welcome, Jacob.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining on site today. My name is Jacob Goldstein, and I'm a project manager on TNDC's housing development team. I've had the honor of helping lead the development of 180 Jones for the last 3 years. It's been a long road from TNDC responding to the city's initial request to develop this parcel of land to today's groundbreaking event. Even in an industry known for complexity, 180 Jones has had a unique set of challenges. As our architect can attest, fitting 70 homes on such a compact site has not been easy, and I think 180 Jones has had about as many financing plans as people gathered on site today. That said, for all of these challenges, 180 Jones is also an example of incredible state and local investment in affordable housing. We were able to take advantage of the streamlined approval process for affordable housing under Senate Bill 35, as well as the state density bonus law to maximize the size and layout of the building. 180 Jones is also a recipient of funding through HCD's new California Housing Accelerator program, and we're thrilled to be one of the first accelerator projects to break ground. On a personal level, standing here today is a real full circle moment. When I first moved to San Francisco in 2010, one of the very first bars I went to was none other than Aunt Charlie's, the legendary queer institution located right down the street. That first visit to Aunt Charlie's showed me there is so much more to the Tenderloin than what you might read in a headline. The Tenderloin is a place of strength and community, of diversity, of queerness and resistance. This block of Turk Street was the site of the Compton's cafeteria riot in 1966, and today it is the site of the world's first transgender cultural district. This is the neighborhood that 180 Jones will be part of, and I can't wait to see the site transformed into 70 homes where residents will be able to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Would now like to introduce Monica Hernandez, Deputy Director for Housing and Community Development.
Buenos dias. Hi, everyone. I love to see all these smiling faces. On behalf of Governor Gavin Newsom and the California Department of Housing and Community Development, it's my pleasure to congratulate all of you and be here in celebration. This is a momentous occasion. It's not just historic. It is a testament to the city of San Francisco, leaders across San Francisco, TNDC, the mayor's office, to all of you, and a testament to the love for this community. And it's a testament to partnership with city and state and the California Housing Accelerator, which Jacob mentioned. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. We have been facing for decades a housing crisis, and we were looking at about $3 billion of backlog in permit and shovel-ready projects just sitting there that would have left projects like 180 Jones in limbo. Gavin Newsom, responding to our urgent need, announced a one-time fund of $1.75 billion. And last September, we released our application process, and developers up and down the state responded. And we went from permit and approval to award in just 60 days. That is unprecedented. And in February, we announced the first tier of 27 projects, about $900 million in awards, and today we are at number 2, groundbreaking. Just 2 out of 27 have broken ground in such a short amount of time, so congratulations again on that. All of us working together with the shared sense of urgency is what brings us here today. Projects like 180 Jones are complex. We heard about how difficult it is to get 70 units on a small parcel, but it also takes creativity and funding. There's about almost 24 million in funding from the Housing Accelerator, another 15 million from HCD's Multifamily Housing Fund, and approximately 30 million from the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development. As we're gathered here in the heart of the Tenderloin, we are celebrating community, compassion, and collaboration. We're standing on opportunity for residents here to not just survive, but to have a place to grow and thrive. This project is ideally designed in a transit-oriented area, creating climate-friendly housing that benefits not just the residents, but really the community at large and the planet. We look forward to holding this up as an example across the state of what beautiful, quality, affordable housing can and should look like. So thank you again, congratulations, and please invite us back for the ribbon cutting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica. Would now like to introduce Katie Fisher, Director of Community Development and Finance at SVB.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Katie Fisher, and I have the privilege of representing Silicon Valley Bank this morning. I want to ground us in some numbers to understand the challenge, to honor the challenge that we're up against here. About 12% of the country lives in California. However, 28% of all people experiencing homelessness live in California. 31% of all homeless veterans in the country live in California. 36% of the national population of unaccompanied homeless children live in California. As many here know, the definition of homelessness is varied, and it often includes individuals with temporary shelter. California accounts for more than half of all unsheltered people in the country. That's nearly 9 times the number of unsheltered people in the next state, Texas. I want to honor the connection between mental illness and homelessness. Mental illness precedes homelessness in about 2/3 of homeless individuals, studies show. And TNDC has an award-winning, phenomenal services arm that offers outreach, advocacy, conflict resolution, addiction reduction, harm reduction, translation. Yes, give it up for TNDC Social Services. It's a critical element in the Housing First plan, and it's the only way to sustain long-term permanent supportive housing. This project will have 1 full-time social worker in addition to a second full-time social worker, a site supervisor, who will be critical in supporting those 35 individuals who are homeless. One other thing in terms of numbers, studies show it costs about 100,000 people, anywhere from 60 to 100,000, to take care of somebody who's homeless. Think of EMTs, police. It costs about 52,000 to permanently house this person per year. So it's about half the cost. When you add in resident services, this project will cost about 56,000 a year compared to 100,000. So it's quite cost effective to do this. SVB is a bank of innovation. I want to applaud HCD's accelerator program. Absolutely huge. It came out of a number of projects not receiving a 4% tax credit allocation, which has become further and farther in between from receiving. Also, San Francisco's LOSP, or Local Operating Subsidy Program, started in 2008. Since then, it has supported 1,600 supportive housing units, with an additional 1,200 in the works. That is a critical local operating subsidy that I want to pause and honor. SB 35, Senate Bill 35, was opposed by 2 East Bay cities that I won't name in this moment, but it is the key to getting a lot of affordable housing approved, including this one. So SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, is very privileged to be part of this. Thank you, TNDC. Thank you, Jacob, Lex, phenomenal project managers. Honey, I see you on 78 Hates. And Meg McGraw sure may not be here, but the financial consultants are a huge boon to these projects and the glue that makes them happen. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Katie. Now I'd like to introduce our very own Curtis Bradford.
Thanks, boss. I've been wanting to say that for a while. So thank you, everybody, and good morning. My name is Curtis Bradford, and I am co-chair of the Tenderloin People's Congress and a longtime Tenderloin resident for over 15 years. And I'm really excited about today because this was a long time coming. I was really fortunate to be part of a volunteer as a resident leader with a group called 950 Market Street Coalition. It was a group of residents that came together, folks like David and Kathy over here, and Steve and Felicia and the late and awesome Gail Seagraves and Steve and others, along with support from folks like Rio and Pratiba and Alexandra from SRO Collaborative and the TNDC Community Organizing Department. With their support, us residents were able to enter in negotiations with 950 Market Street, the big development down 1 block down here at the corner of Turk and Taylor, and really work on developing a community benefits agreement that worked for the community. You know, they were tearing down an entire block of the Tenderloin community, full of rich history of our neighborhood. And we wanted to make sure that the community got something in return for that loss. And the building of below market rate luxury condos in the Tenderloin wasn't going to house anybody from our community, and we knew that. And so we wanted to find a way to ensure that this project would actually build housing that worked for our folks, right? And so that's where this came from, and this is the result of that effort and that negotiation. And so I am so excited to see this actually happening. And it's proof that when you empower residents and you empower community and you give them agency in their own lives, great things can happen. Yeah. So we're going to have 70 units right here for our community, and I can't wait to that day, and I'm going to be excited for the ribbon cutting as well. And I have to thank the mayor's office and the folks from the state and the bank, and also TNDC's amazing staff, and for all the work that it took since we signed that community benefit agreement, because a lot of work has happened since then in order to actually break ground here today. And I want to really say thank them for helping make a resident-led vision come to reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis. Now I would like to introduce Eric Shaw, Director. Shaw, please.
Good morning. My name is Eric Shaw. I'm the director of the San Francisco Mayor's Office for Housing and Community Development. I am happy and excited to speak on behalf of Mayor Breed. She is here in spirit. She is my boss. She is a visionary. And she has a deep commitment to making sure that we are creating affordable housing for everyone, and not just housing, but homes for people. I remember her walking through one of our projects, and we were so excited about the unit count and the affordability, and she goes, "Where are the linen closets? How is someone going to grow up here? How is someone going to be able to lounge and enjoy themselves?" And so for us, as we think about housing and community development, we really are thinking about the idea of creating homes and rooting it within community. And so I know that, in particular right now, the community of Tenderloin and the Tenderloin community, I want to thank them right now. I know that the Office of Community Development, part of the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development, invests hundreds of millions of dollars into this community, into community organizing, into tenant protections, into really supporting, lifting up, leveraging the community voice, and putting the resources to realize the community vision. And this project, 180 Jones, is the example of that. So I just want to applaud the community and the residents for really making this happen. Also, we know this is actually bigger than housing in terms of the needs of this community. And I was just on the call with my fellow department directors with Shireen McSpadden from the Office of Homelessness and Supportive Housing that helped manage the safe sleeping site here, with the police chief, with the fire chief, with the Office of Planning. And so I just really want to recognize that it really does take a whole infrastructure of very committed people that mobilize both their expertise, their staffs, and their resources to really bring together the mayor's vision to create safe, affordable homes for people. And with that, too, we also understand that there are stages. So the mayor's homeless recovery plan really focuses on safe sleeping sites. I want to give her a shout out once again for keeping us safe during COVID and realizing that housing was one of the key things to advance public health and safety in that moment. But at the same time, we can't just stop at giving people safe sleeping sites, but really make sure in the end that we have the continuum of opportunity for people to live and to thrive. So from safe sleeping to the services needed, to the housing being built, to hopefully in the end even home ownership, which is something we're also investing in as well as our office. And then finally on the city side, I'm going to sort of pat ourselves in the back a little bit. It was not patting ourselves in the back. I just really want to recognize Julia Sabori and the team. We also managed the Cultural District project, and I'm really excited that we have pushed over the past 2 years to really integrate housing, home ownership, and the Cultural District program together to really make sure that we're being responsive to the particular needs of the transgender community, making sure that we're investing. We just invested $1 million in universal basic income for Black trans women this year, and just really mobilizing and making sure that the systemic barriers that have impeded people being able to thrive in one of the most resourced and abundant cities in the country, that we are getting those resources where people need it most to really make sure that they they feel like they're San Franciscans and that they feel loved in San Francisco and they can thrive in San Francisco. And so with that, I do also want to thank the state for the Housing Accelerator Fund. And I think Monica knows this. It's pretty expensive to build in San Francisco. And there are a lot of cities that are catching up with San Francisco around the idea of investing in affordable housing, of which our voters have done now in 2 bond measures. And so I really want to thank the leadership at HCD, Monica, Gustavo, Secretary Castro Ramirez, right? And the governor for allocating the funding to the accelerator program to unstick some projects that have been stuck for a while. I just want to let you guys know we have a lot of shovel-ready projects. We have 11,000 units in the pipeline, and it is imperative that we have state support and programs like the Accelerator program to get our projects built. So the mayor is at Sacramento as much as possible, talking with Governor Newsom, not Secretary, around making sure that San Francisco has the resources to realize the promise and commitment its residents made in voting to tax themselves. And so with that, I also want to thank them, but I'm going to ask for more. Can we all ask the state for more? Can you ask the state for more? All right. And so with that, we have 4 projects that are going to be breaking ground. We have 11 groundbreakings this year with the support of the Accelerator Fund. I'm excited for that. And then finally, once in the end, I want to thank my friend and colleague, Maurilio. We went to school together, and we've been joking about that for a while, but it is so amazing to have strong leadership. I want to thank Don Falk for his vision as well. I want to thank all the TNDC team that know I call them as well, and my team. I want to thank the banks because they help fund things. I want to thank the community once again. And Jacob talked about this as the project manager. The buck literally stops with them, the decisions that are made, the coordination and the stress, the community engagement. And so I want to thank our project managers as well on this. And so on behalf of Mayor Breed, on behalf of my fellow directors, on behalf of our team, I want to thank you very much, and I'm excited to turn over some dirt.
Thank you, Eric. And I see that this crowd in this community loves the shade. So with that in mind, I just welcome you we're going to move some dirt, get a few photo ops. If you want to move dirt with us, you can after we do the first photo. You're welcome to wear the hard hat and pick up a shovel. So thank you so much for coming out. Really appreciate it, and we really appreciate the shade. Thank you.